And Gotham's Night, Volume 3, Number 18. Christmas Eve Saga. 1. Gods, Monsters, and Mortals, Part 3, Earth 1. The night before Christmas had settled over Gotham City. Snow drifted between the buildings, covering rooftops, sidewalks, parked cars, and the countless scars the city had collected throughout the year. Batman crouched on a rooftop overlooking the downtown district. His cape moved slightly in the wind. He listened. The police communications were quiet. Then, a voice came through his cryptographic sequencer. Unit 12, we've got multiple armed suspects. Batman immediately focused. Another officer responded, Where? Warehouse District. Possible weapons exchange. Batman looked toward the direction. Black Mask. He activated his detective mode. The building came into focus. Heat signatures. 14 people, weapons, and several crates. Batman fired his grapnel. He swung across the street. The rooftop disappeared beneath him. He landed silently. He moved toward the edge. Below him were members of Black Mask's organization. But they weren't alone. Red Hood gang members were there too, and scattered around the warehouse were guns. Lots of them. Batman narrowed his eyes. Penguin, he'd been suspecting it for days. Oswald Cobblepot wasn't simply supplying criminals with weapons. He was supplying Black Mask. Batman watched the meeting. A Red Hood member opened a crate. These are the ones Penguin promised. A Black Mask thug looked inside. Good. Another Red Hood member picked up a rifle. Black Mask gets his shipment. The man smiled. And Penguin gets his money. Batman stepped off the rooftop. He fell. The criminals looked up. What the? Batman landed in the middle of them. The floor cracked beneath his boots. For a moment, nobody moved. Then everybody attacked. Batman ducked the first punch. He drove his elbow into the attacker's stomach. The man doubled over. Batman grabbed another thug by the jacket and threw him into a table. A Red Hood member fired. Batman rolled. The bullet struck a crate. Batman threw a batarang. It knocked the weapon from the man's hand. Another thug charged. Batman blocked his punch, countered, then swept his legs out. The man hit the floor. Batman grabbed another attacker and slammed him against the wall. Where are you getting the guns? The thug spit blood onto the floor. Go to hell. Batman tightened his grip. Penguin. The thug's eyes widened. Batman noticed. Confirmation. You just told me everything I needed. He released him. The remaining criminals tried to run. Batman caught one with his bat claw. The cable wrapped around the man's ankle. Batman pulled. The criminal crashed onto his back. The final Red Hood member raised his gun. Batman threw 3 batarangs in rapid succession. One hit his wrist, one hit the gun, the third struck the wall beside his head. The man froze. Batman walked toward him. Tell Oswald Cobblepot I'm coming. The man swallowed. You're insane. Batman knocked him out. He looked at the crates. Penguin is the supplier. Batman took photographs, serial numbers, shipping labels, invoices. He collected everything he could. Then he disappeared into the night. Batman spent the next several minutes tracking Oswald Cobblepot. He started at the Iceberg Lounge. Empty. Batman moved through the building. No Oswald. No Penguin. He checked the offices. Nothing. He knew I might come looking. Batman left. His next stop was the final offer. The old ship was quiet. He searched the known areas where Cobblepot conducted business. Nothing. 2 locations. No Penguin. Batman checked his police scanner. Nothing. Then he remembered another place. A nightclub. My alibi. Batman arrived several minutes later. Music blasted through the building. People crowded the dance floor. Batman entered through the back. He moved through the shadows until he found him. Oswald Cobblepot. Penguin sat in a private booth. A drink in one hand, a cigar in the other. Batman stepped into the booth. Penguin nearly dropped his cigar. You! Batman grabbed him by the collar. You've been supplying weapons to Black Mask. Penguin laughed nervously. Now, let's not make accusations. Batman slammed him against the wall. I have the shipping records. Penguin's smile vanished. I have the serial numbers. Batman grabbed his wrist. And I have witnesses. Penguin swallowed. That's impossible. You've been selling guns to Black Mask. I sell weapons to criminals. Technically, I sell them to businessmen. Criminal businessmen. Penguin smiled weakly. You really need to work on your sense of humor. Batman leaned closer. Who else? Penguin's expression changed. Who else what? Who else is buying? Penguin said nothing. Batman grabbed the front of his coat. I can make this easy. Penguin sighed. Black Mask. Batman waited. Red Hood. Who else? Penguin hesitated. Batman slammed him into the wall again. Nobody else. Batman stared into his eyes. You're lying. Penguin smiled. You'll have to prove it. Batman punched him. Penguin collapsed unconscious. Batman looked at the evidence. Don't worry. He took the documents. The police will. Batman disappeared. A short time later, Renee Montoya arrived. She looked at the unconscious Penguin, then at the evidence. Seriously? She shook her head. Batman. She sighed. Of course. She called for backup. Batman was already moving again, Black Mask, Gotham Merchants Bank. That was where he was supposed to be. Batman fired his grapnel. Then his police scanner crackled. Emergency! Gotham Pioneers Bridge! Batman stopped. Fire reported. Another officer shouted. Multiple explosions. Batman looked toward the bridge. Firefly. He changed direction. Garfield Lynns had been waiting for this. After Batman had defeated him during their first encounter, Black Mask had made sure Garfield understood something. There was money waiting for him. All he had to do was kill Batman. Garfield had escaped prison by burning his way out. Now he wanted revenge, and he wanted Black Mask's money. The Gotham Pioneers Bridge was covered in flames. Several rioters were carrying equipment, bombs. Batman landed on a nearby rooftop. He activated detective mode. Explosives. 4, no, 5. The rioters hadn't noticed him. Batman moved. One rioter turned. Batman grabbed him from behind and pulled him into the darkness. Another walked past. Batman dropped from above. 1 strike. Down. A third looked around. Batman threw a batarang. It struck his weapon. Batman appeared behind him. The man didn't even have time to scream. Batman pulled him into the shadows. 3 down. He reached the first bomb. He examined the wiring. Simple. He cut the correct wire. The timer stopped. 1 down. He moved toward the second. Then, Batman. Batman turned. Captain Jim Gordon stood behind him. His gun was pointed directly at Batman. Hands where I can see them. Batman stared at him. Not now. You're under arrest. Look around. Gordon glanced at the bomb. Batman pointed toward it. There's enough explosive here to kill everyone on this bridge. Gordon looked at the device. Then back at Batman. You expect me to trust you? No. Batman stepped toward the bomb. I expect you to trust your own eyes. Gordon hesitated. Batman went back to the bomb. Gordon lowered his weapon slightly. Fine. He walked toward another explosive. But after this, you're coming with me. Batman didn't answer. They worked. 1 bomb, then another. 3 disabled. A police walkie-talkie suddenly crackled. A man's voice came through. Batman. Batman froze. Firefly. You've been a very difficult man to find. Batman looked toward the upper section of the bridge. Firefly stood there, flamethrower ready. If you don't show yourself, he pointed toward the explosives, people die. Batman looked at Gordon. Get the last bomb. And you? I'm going after him. Gordon grabbed his shoulder. Don't. Batman looked back. You want to arrest me? Gordon stared at him. Yes. Then stay alive long enough to do it. Batman ran. Firefly fired. A wall of flame rushed toward Batman. Batman dove sideways. The fire passed over him. He rolled across the ground. Firefly fired again. Batman ran. Another burst of flame. Batman jumped over it. A grenade landed beside him. Batman threw himself behind a concrete barrier. Boom! The explosion shook the bridge. Batman looked up. Firefly laughed. You're slower than I remember. Batman pulled out a batarang. He waited. Firefly fired again. Batman moved at the last second. The flame passed beside him. Batman threw the batarang. It struck Firefly's flamethrower. The weapon malfunctioned. Fire erupted backward. Firefly screamed, my weapon! Batman fired the Batclaw. The cable wrapped around Firefly's legs. Batman pulled. Firefly fell. He tried to activate his flight pack. Batman held on. The pack ignited. Firefly shot upward. Batman was dragged into the air. Get off me! Batman climbed the cable. The wind tore at his cape. Firefly struggled. Batman reached him. He grabbed the armor. You're done! Firefly swung. Batman ducked. Firefly tried again. Batman blocked. Then Batman drove his fist into Firefly's helm once, twice, 3 times. Firefly staggered. Batman grabbed him and knocked him unconscious. The flight pack began losing altitude. Batman grabbed the controls. He guided them toward the bridge. He landed. Batman dragged Firefly off the equipment. He tied him to a lamppost. Gordon approached. I disabled the last bomb. Batman nodded. Gordon looked at Firefly, then Batman. You actually did it. Batman said nothing. Gordon turned to answer his radio. Captain Gordon, he spoke into it. Yes, He turned around. Batman was gone. Gordon stared at the empty space. You're kidding me. Batman continued toward the Gotham Merchants Bank. Alfred contacted him. Master Bruce. Alfred, I have some good news. Batman listened. Dr. Tompkins is awake. Batman stopped. What? She is stable. Batman closed his eyes. She's awake? Yes. Does she know She wants to speak with you. Batman looked toward the city. I'll talk to her when this is over, Master Bruce. I'll be careful. He disconnected. Batman looked at the bank. Firefly is down. Penguin is down. Black Mask only has 2 assassins left. Deadshot, KG Beast, they're close. Batman entered the bank. The interior was dark. Several Black Mask men were moving through the halls. Batman activated detective mode. He saw another signal. A laser. Deadshot. The laser swept across the room. Batman immediately dropped behind a pillar. He's using the wrist-mounted gun's targeting system. Batman waited. One guard walked past. Batman grabbed him, silenced him. Another came around the corner. Batman dropped from above. One strike, then another. The guards disappeared one by one. Deadshot's laser moved through the darkness. He knows I'm here. Batman moved silently. He climbed. Above him was a gargoyle. Batman waited. Deadshot walked beneath him. Batman dropped. His legs wrapped around Deadshot. Batman pulled him backward. Deadshot fired. The bullet struck the ceiling. Batman kicked the weapon away. Deadshot struggled. Batman slammed him against the floor. The laser went dark. Batman restrained him. Stay. Deadshot laughed. You really think this is over? Batman looked toward the office. No. He stood. Not yet. Batman reached Black Mask's office. The door was open. Empty. He searched the room. Nothing. Black Mask was gone. Batman looked at the window. He knew I was coming. Then Batman heard something through the police communications. 2 officers were talking. Blackgate's under attack. What? Black Mask. Batman froze. They've taken hostages. Who? Commissioner Loeb, Captain Gordon, Montoya, Bullock, multiple officers. Batman immediately activated the prototype Batwing. The Batwing screamed through the night. It was still a prototype, still something Bruce had barely tested. But tonight, he needed it. Batman landed outside Blackgate Prison. He jumped out. The prison was chaos. Black Mask men were everywhere. Escaped inmates ran through the halls. Batman attacked. A thug swung a pipe. Batman blocked it. A second charged. Batman kicked him down. A third fired. Batman rolled beneath the bullets. He threw 2 batarangs. The men fell. Batman continued deeper into the prison. Then he noticed something. Calendar Man was still in his cell. Julian Gregory Day sat calmly. Batman stopped.